So, welcome everyone to our today's session, and I'm going to start by asking you to present yourselves. So, introduce yourselves, who you are, what you do, how much you love English, okay, and how much you need it as well, all right? So, who wants to begin? Pedro, maybe you could begin because we're all ladies, so no one gets to go first. So maybe we'll let you go first.
Okay, but usually the ladies go always first. But
That's true.
okay, so but my name is Pedro. I have 30 years old. I work on the IT 30. I work on yeah, I work on the IT sector, and I need to practice a little bit my English because it's very useful on my work, and that's all.
All right, very well. Pedro was once here before, the last BizzTalk, and we were talking about Bitcoins. He's a very active Bitcoiner, aren't you, Pedro?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, very well. All right, Maria, you can go next.
Okay, my name is Maria. I'm 42 years old, and I don't need to, in my work, in my daily work, I don't need to speak in English, so I don't use regularly. I understand very well, but it's a little bit strange to me to think in English. But I don't. I have a little problems in speaking, but I understand very good.
Okay.
And texting is already easy to me. It's easy to me to do it.
Okay, texting. So your problem is actually speaking, having a
Yes.
conversation.
Yes.
Okay. And your turn, Anna.
Okay. Hello, my name is Hannah. I'm 32 years old. I'm from Oliver Desmas, and now I'm unemployed. I am looking for a job, and I like English, but I have some challenges in speaking. And I want to develop these kind of skills, so I registered in this kind of sessions to develop and become an expertise.
Okay, very well. So we all want, and we all need English. Very good. So for our themes today, we are going to talk about business meetings, okay, and we are going to talk about our personal goals, and also our household sustainability, okay. So anyone has preference in going first?
Nope.
No.
No.
We always have a volunteer who is told to go first, okay? So I'm going to start with Maria, okay? Your personal goals, Maria.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, I'm just going to say one thing more. You can and you should explain your theme, what you think about your theme that you proposed, and then you can ask direct questions to your colleagues, okay? Instead of being me, always asking the questions, you can yourselves ask, Maria, you can ask Ana, you can ask Pedro for their opinion, okay? So that's what this conversation is about, okay?
Okay.
So go ahead.
So I think it's very important to define goals and personal goals and to work for it. So I think if we don't do it, we can't achieve them. So do you have? Usually, I do. I establish personal goals by, for example, when I have 45 years, I would like to have something, and I run to achieve it. So do you have personal goals, or do you do it, or do you go?
Yes, I have personal goals, and I established too, because I think it is important to have something to achieve and to think in hours and do something to work or to, for example, we can establish a goal like I want to run 5 kilometers, and I think it is important to us define and do and go for it, for example.
So it's something you should always look forward to, right? So you want to achieve that goal, so you're working through it until you achieve it. That's very good. Okay. We would like to hear Pedro as well, won't we, girls?
Okay. Yeah, I think that personal goals are very important because it's a way to improve ourselves and to achieve something else. Personally, I don't know how to live without goals. I always need to have something new to achieve or to improve. And that's it.
So you always need a project, your
So
next project.
yeah, right now I'm doing beer. Next month I will do something else. I don't know. I'm also trying to learn piano. Uh, I I don't know if I will be successful, but at least I will try.
We'll
I have,
try.
I have an example. Um, I wanted to try pedal tennis, and I was uh, ever saying one day, and I never did it. And yesterday, I I went to try a lesson. I don't know if
Do
it,
a lesson, yes, to try out a lesson.
okay, and I love it. And Saturday I will start pedal tennis. And I think it's a kind of personal goals.
Okay, that's true. I think so too. So you were always postponing something that you would like to do or you would like to try. Okay,
Yeah.
finally you decided that you would, and you saw that it wasn't such a big deal, and you loved it, right? So you started to do that. That's very good. Okay, for example, Maria, do you have, if you can share with us, of course, your next personal goal?
To have a work, a stable,
Okay,
a stable work, because I have one. It's not the one I dreamed of, but it's a good one, and I'm happy
okay.
with it, and I'm feeling challenged, and that's what I like more in this work. So till I have 45, I would like to have one where I am, I don't know how to say it in English, I'll try to say.
I'm sorry, I couldn't listen to what you said
I don't know
before.
how to say it in English, but I would like to have a work estável.
Oh, so stability,
Yes,
professional stability.
yes, yes. So till I have 45, one of my goals is that.
Is that okay?
The other one, I have WhatsApp. Like
So right now, your first one in the one that's on your mind is the professional stability.
yes, yes,
That comes together with the financial stability, probably,
yes,
and personal realization.
yes. Also,
Okay,
but I
perfect.
have other goals to work for.
Okay, so share with us. Go
I would
ahead.
like to start running again. I don't do it at least 2 years. I
Okay.
think so. I'm a little bit sad.
Taylor was surprised.
Pedro, you can say nothing. Neither call me fat, okay? George will do it. He does it every day.
I don't believe that George does that.
Yes, he does that every day, every day.
Okay.
Danielle, I have a question.
Go
What's
ahead.
the difference between realization and the fulfillment? Because in this situation we have, I don't know if I...
Well, a realization is, for example, something that you can see materialized.
Okay.
Okay? And the fulfillment is something that you feel within, you feel inside. Okay? For example, you, like Maria was saying, she wants to start running again. But her realization is to lose 10 pounds or 10 kilos or whatever. But her fulfillment is the fact that she was able to start over, start running, achieve her goals, which is to run, 20 miles or so. So that's the fulfillment. It's how happy she feels and how good she feels with herself. And the realization is the fact that she did lose the pounds that she wanted to lose. Okay? That's the difference. The main difference, actually. All right, very good. So turning to you, Pedro, what is your next goal? Do you have one in mind already?
My next goal is to see Sporting Clube Portugal champion also.
That's not going to take very long, okay? A few more weeks and you will be able to see that, I'm very sure. Right, Maria?
Yes, of course.
Right, Anna? We'll be champions, won't we?
I
We
can
hope so.
share
We hope so.
I can share this realization with the peer, yes.
Okay. If I'm not mistaken, Anna, being from Oliveira das Mães, you are from Porto? Do Porto?
Yeah, but I am of Vocal because when I saw my grandparents saw the Vocal Port, it's very funny because and I was a child, and when he saw he he was ever saying mistakes, and I thought, well, what is it? And I thought maybe it's very good to be
From
slow.
Porto.
And then I choose, but I don't care about.
Okay, all right. So it's not something that moves you.
Yeah.
Okay, very well. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, Pedro, but that goal is not actually yours. Okay? That's a wish that we all have, but it's not actually a personal goal. Okay? It's our
Okay.
wish.
Roll off.
Okay, it's
So,
fair.
Depends on you.
It's fair. I will give you guys a real goal. So I would like to to lose some weight. I'm trying to run, but
We can
I need to. Okay, let's
we can start together. Do you want?
yeah, let's schedule that.
Right.
are you guys from
I'm
LA? Because, I need that too.
I'm from Aveiro, but I think Pedro is not.
I'm
Are-
from Vagos now.
Okay. So we can all start the BizzTalk running club. What do you think?
That's a good idea.
That's
Okay.
it. You're in, right, Anna? You come from Oliveira das Mães. We'll go to Vagos or Barra or whatever and start running. Okay?
But I have a condition. At the end of each run, we should do a barbecue with a lot of beer and.
Yes, I will say that. Do you know that my husband also is producing beer? So if you want,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can.
I know. You don't know, but I have one of his bottles.
Do you?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so me and Anna, we are going to want to try that. Okay? So let's go run, bring the beer. Maria, you bring your husband's, and Pedro, you bring your own. So bring the beer, and we'll try it and give our own evaluation to that drink. Deal?
Okay.
Deal.
All right, very good. So you want to try, you were saying, Pedro, that you wanted, the next thing is you want to try to make another beer from, was that what you said?
I was trying to say that my next goal
Running.
is running and to lose some weight.
Okay, very good. So, speaking of running, rather than going to the gym, because you can just pay a gym and go there, use their machinery, right? And they do all the work for you, your eating plan, your training plan. So they do all the work for you. You just have to go and practice, okay? But instead,
I don't like gym.
really,
I run some days of the week. I run, and the freedom I feel is better than have to be in a gym space.
closed up, right? Okay.
I don't know if I say discipline about I have to run and I have to have discipline because
Discipline, yes. Okay.
my suggestion is it that we have to
Schedule days and hours to do that.
yeah.
Okay. That's a good suggestion. It's all about discipline. We know that day we're going to do 5K at that time, right? Pedro is laughing like, yeah, 5K. Right.
It's very good, 5K.
No, I wish. Okay, but as I was saying, rather than going into a gym and paying a monthly fee, Pedro, for example, would rather go outside and run freely on the road. So it's better for the environment, and it's also better for our wallet because it's much cheaper to do that, right? So Pedro has a few ideas about sustainable households, don't you, Pedro?
Yeah, I have. There's a famous guy that I don't know, but the quote is famous, and it was like this: humans give back to Earth either these two things, or food or poison. Well, did you get it? I didn't say it quite well, but what I was trying to say is that sustainability is important for us to be more friends of the environment and to adopt behaviors that help the world that we live. And at home, our home is a good starting point. We can do a lot of things like when we take a shower, while the water is warming up, we can save the cold water into some container and then use it to wash the floor, to water the plants, and this kind of stuff. Is just a little example.
Okay.
And I have more suggestions. I'm a newbie in this area, but I already know some stuff. Let me ask you guys. Do you? Sorry.
I'm sorry, Pedro. Have you started to put that into practice in your own house?
Yeah. For a few months, like 3 or 4 months till now.
Can you tell the difference from before and now on your, for example, on your water bill or any other things that you have been doing?
Well, on your water bill, I don't think you will notice so much because you pay a lot of taxes on the water bill. So, but we don't need to think always in money. If we think
True.
on the right thing to do, I think it's a little action that if all of us make it, it will make a big difference in a large context.
Okay.
I
All
don't
right.
know.
You were about to ask your colleagues some questions, so go ahead.
Yeah. I would like to know if any of you guys do something at home that in some way helps the environment.
I do. I've started at least 2 years ago, not only by the environmental issue, but also by the animal issue that you say, Daniela.
I couldn't listen to what you said. Can you please put your mic up closer? You were saying not only because of the environment, but also?
The animal care, the animal issue, is that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, that's true.
I left. I don't eat meat at more than 2 years. I don't buy shower gel. We use soap. So we don't produce plastic, and we aproveitamos the water.
The water?
We
after the water?
Yes, into a container, and we use it in our plants that we made. So we started a few years ago here in our house, implementing some measures that can help the environment. Yes, it's a little bit difficult to think in English.
No, but you're doing very well.
So here at home we do some things.
Okay. Do you know, Maria, that you can actually make your own soap and make your own detergent for the washing machine?
Yes.
Did you get?
I know how to do it. When I was a child, my mother and my neighbors used to do that soap. But I live in a little apartment, and I don't have space to do it. So.
But let me say just one thing. If I understood correctly, you were saying that you can make the soap for your own washing machine. I did that at my home, and be careful because if you use too much of that soap, the tubes of the washing machine will suffer. And
So that's personal experience, Pedro.
Yeah.
Okay. But well, I saw that once in an advertisement from a company that has a cooking robot, and besides the cooking, the robot also does soap, like gel for our shower gel, detergent for the washing machine, soap for us to take a shower or take bath. So they're discovering new ways of being also sustainable or making a more sustainable household. So that I thought it was really funny at the time. Anna, what about you? What practices do you have for your sustainable household?
I do recycle.
Right, recycle. That's it, Anna?
Yeah.
You recycle?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you reuse?
No, I separate.
You separate?
I separate the plastic,
paper,
glass and paper.
Okay.
And then I put it in the bin.
Okay, very well. What about because the recycling is one of the R's, right? Then we have the reuse. Who here does the reuse of their own things? For example, I'll give you one. You can clothes that you no longer like or no longer fit, which is usually what happens either to our children or to us, that our bodies turn to be different. So do you, for example, give them to people you know, give them to an organization so they can be used all over again because they are still good?
Yes.
I
You
have an organization.
Okay, so you also reuse. You at least you give for someone to reuse. Okay. More things we can do because being sustainable, having a sustainable household is not only about the reuse and the recycle. For example, when we think about lighting, what can we do there?
We can replace the normal lamps by LED, for example.
Exactly. So they last longer and they use less energy, right? Okay. So that's making our house more energy efficient as
Yes.
well. Okay.
We
Did
can
we all
also,
get to? I'm sorry, Maria. Yes.
I was saying that you can also refuse when someone gives you something that you are not going to use. For example, in my work, we have packs, it's not packs, I don't know, bags to put the computer and other things. And I have so many, and I don't use, and I am starting to refuse because I'm not going to use it. And at the end of my last work, there were too many that bags that no one used. So I gave them to the school where my daughter studies, to teachers can reuse, and they were so happy to have them, and we were not going to use it, so we
Oh
reused.
yes, that's a very good gesture. At least
But
if we're not using them, somebody else can give them
yes,
some good use.
and they were new inside the plastic. They were totally new, never used, and they were going to the garbage. And I think it's
Okay.
not good. So
All right. Very good.
one of my practices is to refuse what we are not going to use. I
Okay.
am a little bit worried
So we can
about.
make that the third R. Recycle, reuse, and refuse. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there are much more practices we can do, but our concerns are not only about our household. Sometimes we bring our concerns home from work, okay? Anna has a big concern that she brings from work, at least where she was working before, which is the business meetings, right, Anna? You have a problem with the meetings.
I have a problem with me because I don't know speak English. But if I if I have to do a question or a theme, I remember and I write this one. But if I don't know speak English in a normal way, in a business meeting, it's very
It's
difficult.
even harder. You
Yeah,
feel the pressure of everyone looking at you, right?
very nervous and difficult. And
Well,
I have a theory, but then it's very
but,
difficult.
okay, but Pedro and Maria, we think Anna speaks just
Very
fine. Her
well. Yeah.
communication is good, isn't it?
Yes. I
Yeah,
think
I can
Shouldn't
understand.
be.
So,
very well.
Anna, you shouldn't be so worried.
Okay.
Try to relax and you'll be fine. Okay, what is your biggest, besides the language, of course, which we know vocabulary can be a big challenge when you are learning a second or third language. So that's always a challenge, not remembering the words, not remembering in your head because you are too concentrated in speaking in, or translating from Portuguese into English, which that's a big, huge mistake that you guys do. So you should start with the vocabulary that you have. Might not be too much, but I'm sure that even if it's in a low level, you are able to communicate and you are able to maintain a conversation because if you understand it, then the same way you are able to produce that conversation. Okay, so if you understand me speak, because I am speaking slowly and I am speaking with words that are not so, for example, so formal. Okay, so I'm sure that everything you understand, you can also say it. Okay, the thing is, you get nervous because you are now concerned about your pronunciation, you are concerned of blocking, you are concerned with the judging of people looking at you and waiting for you to fail. So that's what blocks you. It's not actually what you don't know, okay? What blocks you is something else, right? So Anna, your biggest challenge besides the vocabulary, because we know the three of us are witnesses, we know that you can communicate. What is your next challenge on a meeting?
Talking in a way that people understand me and explain me very well, and maybe use the right vocabulary and manage the pressure and the others. You know what I mean? The boss.
Yes. I know what you mean, exactly. So, Pedro, how would you start a meeting if it was you?
By saying hello.
Very good. Yes, that's always the first thing. We should always be polite to everyone, even if we don't like them. We should always be polite. That's a good thing. And then what?
I don't know. It depends. If I'm the driver of the meeting, if I'm the presenter, I will try to transmit to others some idea. So I will try to be the most clear as possible. I will try to use an objective speech.
Okay, that's good. You said clear, and that sums it all. Okay, when you want to be clear, you must talk less to say more. Okay, so everybody understands your way of thinking and exactly what you want to achieve with your communication. Okay, but there are a few steps that in the beginning of a meeting and in the end of a meeting we should all follow, because the middle of the meeting, so the juice, the aspects you have to discuss, I'm sure that you all prepared for. Okay, so at home you did your study, you prepared all the aspects, and you know what you want to say, and you know the information you want to gather from somebody else. Okay, but for example, there are a few steps that you should follow when you go into a meeting. And when I say meeting in this case, I mean meetings with international people, okay? Not only people that you know from your department, okay? I'm talking about an online meeting with people from other countries. And yes, of course, you will have to speak English. But for example, you should start with your hello, of course, so saying, welcoming everybody, making probably a very fast introduction of what is going to go on in that meeting. So what is the purpose of that meeting? And then you follow your agenda, okay? The agenda is the points that you have to discuss in the order that you have to discuss. Okay, that's following the agenda. After that, if somebody didn't understand or they look confused, you can ask for clarification. Okay, and that means that you can ask one or two questions to see if the people themselves have questions, understood what you said, and the message went through. Okay, at the end, what can you do at the end? Thinking always about being polite.
We can thank for everyone attention and.
Exactly. So thank everyone's for everyone's attention. Thank everyone for coming. Right. Hope to see them again real soon, or not. Yes, we should. Okay, and then just ask if somebody has any questions. Of course, that's always a good thing to finish the meeting with, and then you can just give it a through and finish off with a goodbye, a formal goodbye, of course, to everyone. Okay.
What are the tips we can use when we don't know a word or an expression, so people don't understand we don't know English?
Okay. In that case, it's always good that before you say it, maybe you can breathe a few times and try to, if you don't know that word because you can't remember, try to explain it.
Okay.
For example, it just happened to me right now, which is to finish a meeting. We don't usually say finish, okay? We say the meeting is adjourned, okay? And when I was speaking to you, because my speech was being fluid, and I couldn't remember the word adjourned, so it didn't come to my mind. So what I did was explain it in another way. Say that you put an end to the meeting, you finish the meeting, so you try to use a vocabulary word that is simpler for you to remember. Don't block. Don't go crazy over a word that you can't remember, okay? Just breathe and say it in a much simpler way, okay? That's, if you can manage to do that, that also takes training, okay? Speaking of training, there is an English business course that will start at the end of May, okay? So if any of you want to know more about this subject, you can then register. Okay, we will send out more information about this course. It's going to be a 50-hour course. So just keep posted to our networks and to our social networks, and we'll have more of that to come. Okay, concerning business and management English. Okay.
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 Any of you have any other questions for me?
No.
No?
Thank you very much for your time.
All right, see? And Maria just learned how to, set me off. Thank you very much, Daniela. Goodbye now. Well, no, we are not done just yet. I have a few things that I picked up from your speaking. So while you were speaking, I picked up a few common mistakes, okay? That I am now going to give you a tip on how to not to do that, okay? For example, when you say that concerning age, okay? Concerning age, you say, when I have 40 years old, or this is me, I have 30-something years old. With age, we don't use the verb to have. We use the age that we are. So you say, I am 45, I am 35, okay? So we use the verb to be rather than the verb to have, okay? I know that in Portuguese, have is the ter, but in this case, it doesn't apply, okay? You have to say, I am a certain age, okay? So, using the nothing and the anything, okay? This is a word that we often use within our sentences when we want to say nenhum or algum, okay? There is a specific rule in English for negative sentences and interrogative sentences. We say anything, okay? For sentences that are used in the affirmative, we use something, okay? And the nothing itself, we usually use in the beginning of a sentence or in the end, not anywhere in the middle, okay? That's how we finish a sentence. More, what can I say more? Okay, somebody, which I don't remember who it was, said, I was ever saying this. I think you meant on the context that you were always saying something. If you translate the word ever, she means the same thing in Portuguese as always, okay? But in this context means that if you want to use it as a frequency adverb, so how many times you do something, you should use the word always, okay? So you should say, I always say this. What else? Oh, one more. When you say grandparent, okay, when you say grandparent, you mean either your grandfather or your grandmother. But if you mean a specific one, the male or the female, you are going to say that exactly, my grandfather or my grandmother, because grandparents doesn't have a gender. It's both of them, okay? And finally, just one thing, which is the irregular verbs. Irregular verbs are very catchy, so they don't have a rule, so you must memorize them, okay? And of course, you can only memorize by using it and saying it wrong and then somebody correcting and you remember it the next time. So that's how it works, okay? Somebody said to loss, okay? In this case, we don't say to loss, we say to lose, okay? This is an irregular verb. And that's about it. See, I didn't pick that many mistakes. I just made one myself. I didn't pick up that many mistakes. So your English was very good. I enjoyed very much having you all here. And Pedro, you again, please come back. Maria, come back. Anna, okay, come back, Pedro. It's always nice to talk to you guys. And I do hope to see you next time. Okay?
Thank you very much.
This will be online, I believe, somewhere about next week, okay? If you want to check it out on YouTube, you can go and listen to yourself speak and listen to the class again. I think you'll enjoy it, okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll see you next time. In 2 weeks, we have another one if you want either to assist or to come and practice some more, okay?
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Pedro.
Bye bye, Maria.